Get ready to dive back into LayerZero for the second airdrop round, rumored to be bigger than the first. In this video, we've provided a comprehensive zero airdrop guide with over 10 protocols in the LayerZero ecosystem to use in order to qualify for the second LayerZero airdrop. So before we begin, don't forget to smash this like and subscribe button, and let's dive straight into it. And to begin with, for those who are new, 3 months ago we made a part 1 of the LayerZero Airdrop Round 2 tutorial, and as you may have guessed, of course we are back with part 2. Now we are officially on the LayerZero website, which is layerzero.network, and our first step is to head over to the ecosystem. Here we're going to select a range of popular applications within the LayerZero ecosystem of which we can use in order to qualify for the LayerZero airdrop. Now what we want to do is we want to stack up transactions, we want to build volume utilizing the LayerZero network, and therefore we are going to start off with the first protocol, of which is going to be USDT0. And USDT0 is a stablecoin of which is part of the LayerZero ecosystem. And we've been using USDT0 in the Optimism Superstacks event, for those who don't know. However, guys, what you want to do is you very simply want to get yourself USDT0 tokens, which are available on many different networks such as Tron, HyperEVM, Ton, Say, Unichain, Optimism, BearerChain, Inc., Corn, Flare, Ethereum, Arbitrum, and many more. Guys, honestly, there are many networks of which you can transfer USDT0, including Sonium and many others. So the first step is to very simply get yourself USDT0, if of course you want to complete this step. The USDT0 stablecoin is part of the LayerZero ecosystem, so I believe it's going to be very crucial in order to qualify for the airdrop. Now, I personally don't know whether or not there's going to be a separate allocation for USDT0 users and holders, or whether or not there's going to be a multiplier. Either way, I personally believe it is going to be a huge factor of getting the airdrop. So first step is very simply choosing the network that you want to bridge and swap on. Therefore, I'm going to choose any network. It could very simply be, I don't know, Unichain if I wanted, and I could very simply choose Ethereum to swap from. And in the swapping section too, I want to choose USDT0 on the Unichain network. So I'm going to come over here, I'm going to find USD0, which I can see. Next, you can see I've already got $60 on the Unichain network, no problem, but just as a tutorial, I'm going to swap a little bit more. You can see I'm going to swap roughly $18 worth, and once you are happy, you confirm the swap, and boom, you have got yourself USDT0. Nice and simple. So once that swap, guys, it will literally take a few seconds. You can head back over to USDT0. Here, guys, what we can do is now choose our USDT0 tokens, which we can see over here, which we've got $78 worth. You don't have to bridge the whole thing. You can bridge as much as you like, but I'm now going to bridge USDT0 to any of the compatible networks we can see here. For example, guys, if I wanted to send it over to Optimism, which you can see I've already got $54, I'm going to do so. I'm going to swap the maximum amount over, so it's going to bridge all of my USDT0 from Unichain over to Optimism. This is going to help us with $78 worth of volume and 1 contract interaction, of which is the USDT0 application. Absolutely amazing. And you would just bridge it off, my friends, and that is our first transaction. After that, guys, you want to use this platform at least every other day or a few times a week. If you can, maybe once a week. It's entirely up to you and of course on your budget and how much you want to get of an airdrop from LayerZero. However, moving on, our next stop is going to be Stargate Finance, and we have used this protocol in every single LayerZero airdrop we've ever done. I personally believe this is a key player in the LayerZero ecosystem, and we'll show you that at the end of the video. However, you can very simply transfer many different assets on the Stargate Finance protocol through the LayerZero network just by using this transfer option. So for example, guys, if you see up top we've got ETH on Arbitrum, we could very simply choose any of the networks down below. Let's just say, for example, this time we wanted to choose the Sonium network. You could either choose ETH to bridge over, you could use USDC.E, it's entirely up to you. Now, if I wanted to bridge my USDC.E from Sonium over to another network, let's just say, for example, we wanted to bridge over to the Optimism mainnet, we could do so. If you wanted to do the base network, you could do so. I'm going to do the base network, and I'm going to do $28.63 worth of volume. I know it's not that much, but this is just a tutorial. Next, you have an option of either A, using a gas cost which is much cheaper but takes around 6 minutes to transfer, or B, you can use a 5-cent gas cost which is only 3 cents more expensive and is 5 minutes faster. The choice is entirely yours. I'm going to go with the fast and obviously still cheap option. So once I click transfer, guys, that is another transaction in the LayerZero ecosystem that we've completed. That is another bit of volume and another contract interaction. So At the end, guys, I'm going to explain my strategy, but you can see that we are trying to use as many different dApps as possible and trying to stack up as many transactions and as much volume as possible. So once we've done this, guys, this is another transaction of which we can say we've confirmed. And again, we want to come over to Stargate Finance as much as possible in order to utilize the LayerZero network as much as possible. So it's a nice way of transferring your assets to and from different networks, guys, and of course, utilizing LayerZero to help yourself qualify for the airdrop. What's next? Well, we are over to the Hyperliquid Bridge, enabling you to move assets to and from the Hyper EVM and Hypercore Spot order book. It's entirely up to you if you want to do this once again, my friends. However, we've got a Hyperliquid airdrop tutorial on our YouTube channel of which you can utilize in order to qualify for their airdrop. Now, we personally believe the next airdrop is going to be massive, and therefore by utilizing this platform, of course, you're going to help yourself qualify for the airdrop. So once you're here, guys, as you can see, we are now on the bridge page, and therefore we want to get ourselves logged in. Once we have, as you can see, my friends, we now need to very simply choose a network of which we want to bridge from. It could be any network of our choice. It could be Base to Hyper EVM. Now, although we can't bridge over ETH or Hype or USDC as simple tokens on the Hyperliquid Bridge, that is no problem. We're going to bridge over USDT0 or any of the other compatible assets. So for example, guys, you can see up here, I've got USDT0 on the Optimism network, of which we just did because we used the USDT0 protocol. That is fantastic. So I'm going to use Optimism right here, and I'm going to use my USDT0 tokens to bridge over to Hyper EVM. I haven't got any tokens on this network. No problem. I'm now going to bridge over an amount. It could be $5, it could be $100, it could be $1,000, it could be $1 million. It's entirely up to you. Down below, you're going to see the fee of which is 0.00004, and you're going to see the amount you receive, and you're also going to see the amount of time it will take to bridge over, which is just under a minute. Nice and simple and nice and quick. So you now want to bridge over your USDT0, and now you're going to have another transaction, another bit of volume in the LayerZero ecosystem on another protocol. This is beautiful. And the bonus part is, guys, we are also using USDT0. And in my personal opinion, like I've said earlier, I believe that this could be a multiplier for the LayerZero airdrop. And therefore, by bridging over USDT0 tokens and holding USDT0 tokens on as many different networks as possible, you could help yourself for a fat airdrop. It's not confirmed, guys, but this is just my opinion and just a theory. Nonetheless, that is the third protocol of this video. We are now moving on to number 4, and this is going to be Angle. And although you can utilize many different features on this platform, the only way to qualify for the LayerZero airdrop is by utilizing the bridge. And all you'd want to do is, guys, make sure that you're choosing their tokens, one of which are here. It could be EURA, it could be USDA or Angle. So if you haven't got any of those, guys, you're going to need to go over to the swapping section. You're now going to very simply get yourselves logged in, of course, of whichever wallet that you're using on the LayerZero ecosystem. You're going to have to use any one of these networks which are compatible. Next, we're going to choose a token to swap from. It could be any of these tokens which are available. It could be ETH. Next, all you want to do is very simply choose an amount to receive in USDA. Doesn't have to be that much, guys. It could literally be $1, $2, however much volume you want to stack up on the LayerZero ecosystem. Now, once we've got our USDA, which we can see we've got 2, we can head back over to the bridge. We're now going to choose our USDA tokens to bridge over to any other compatible network. It could be Optimism, for example. Next, I'm just going to choose the maximum amount, and I'm now going to click bridge, of which is going to cost 3 cents in fees. Very nice and simple. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our 4th application. Moving on to number 5, we have got ourselves Gas.zip, and we've got a separate airdrop tutorial on this protocol on our YouTube channel. However, in order to qualify for the LayerZero airdrop, you can't just use the normal Gas.zip protocol. You have to head over to LayerZero in the middle tab. Next, once you're here, guys, you need to get yourselves logged in. No problem. We're going to do that. And now, on the left-hand side, we've got the network we want to send from, and the networks are on the right-hand side of which we want to send to. Now, if you don't know what Gas.zip is, it is a refueling website. So if you don't have any gas tokens on the networks on the right-hand side, you can choose any network on the left-hand side in order to bridge over to networks on the right-hand side. Nice and simple. And the best part is, we're going to now get ourselves many transactions and much volume stacked up on Gas.zip by utilizing the LayerZero integration. And we're going to now choose a network on the left-hand side to bridge from. So it could very simply be, I don't know, any of the compatible networks you see here. Let's just say, for example, it was Linear. You can see I've got $300 on the Linear network. Now, what I want to do is, I want to now send over some of my ETH on the Linear network to some of the networks on the right-hand side. It could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 10. For example, if I wanted to bridge to Arbitrum, if I wanted to bridge to Base, if I wanted to bridge to, I don't know, the Binance Smart Chain, I could very simply now choose an amount of ETH in each section. So I don't know if it was 0.0016 in Arbitrum, 0.0016 ETH in Base, and I don't know, 0.0016 ETH in BSC. You could see how much you would get in each selected chain. Now, it's probably not worth doing it in Binance because you'll see that I'll lose a few dollars on that transaction. So I'm going to unfilter that one, and I'm now going to choose another network for an example, and it could very simply be, I don't know, Optimism. Once I'm over here, I choose an amount once again. Let's just say it was the same amount. I'm now going to bridge over roughly $4 to each network, equating up to $2 in LayerZero fees and a total of $14.63. I know it's not that much, guys, but we want to stack up those LayerZero transactions, and we are doing 3 transactions in one just by using Gas.zip, and we are also stacking up our fees, which may also help in the LayerZero airdrop. By spending more in the LayerZero ecosystem, guys, it could very well multiply our airdrop. So this is a good way, in my opinion, of getting a nice airdrop. Fantastic. And another protocol we've used, guys, and we've used 5 out of 10 of which we roughly want to show you. Next, guys, we've used LayerZero on Gas.zip. What is the next protocol? Well, number 6 is going to be Radiant Capital, and as you can see here, it is powered by LayerZero. And in order to qualify for their airdrop, I'm going to show you exactly what to do. What you want to do is you want to head right up to the top and utilize the bridge. You could also utilize their markets on this platform, but I don't think it will help qualify for the airdrop. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I don't exactly know, but I definitely know by utilizing their bridge, you're going to qualify for their airdrop. Now, what you need to do is you need to ensure that you've got yourself some RDNT tokens, and it has to be on any of the networks of which are available. Arbitrum, Binance, or Base, or even, of course, the Ethereum mainnet. So what you need to do is, again, head over to an exchange of some kind, whether or not that's Relay, of which I've been using in order to qualify for many airdrops. Relay is also doing their own airdrop, so if you want this tutorial, you can check it out on our YouTube channel. However, you just want to choose a network, so it could be Base once again, or it could be Arbitrum. Now I want to choose my ETH tokens in order to swap into RDNT, the native token of the Radiant Capital protocol. So when I type in RDNT, you can see the network choices I have. I'm going to choose the Arbitrum network, and I'm going to choose an amount in order to sell. So let's just say I did another $4. I'm going to get 158 RDNT tokens. Fantastic. I know it's not that much volume, guys, but of course it is a transaction, and this is just a tutorial. Remember, we are not financial advisors. We do not give any financial advice whatsoever. Take everything we say with a pinch of salt. Use a burner wallet if you feel more comfortable, and of course, always conduct your own research. But once you've got your RDNT tokens, we're going to head back over to Radiant. We're now going to refresh the page. We're now going to very simply see that we've got 158 tokens. I'm going to bridge every single one over to a network of my choice. Let's just say it was Base this time. And fantastic, we are now bridging over all of our tokens over to the Base network. Thank you very much, Radiant and LayerZero. Next up, guys, we are moving on to the next protocol, which is LFJ. And LFJ is the most popular decentralized exchange on the Avalanche network. For those who don't know what LFJ is, it is completely rebranded over from Trader Joe. However, guys, in order to qualify for the LayerZero airdrop, we're not going to provide you with a full LFJ tutorial, but you want to get yourselves logged in. As you can see, we are now utilizing our EVM wallet. So we're going to come over here, and we're now going to head over to these little 3 dots, and we're now going to head over to the bridge. And once we're here, guys, as you can see, we need to get ourselves Joe tokens like we did with RDNT. Nonetheless, Joe is the native token of the LFJ protocol, for those who don't know. So from here, what you need to do is very simply get yourself some more Joe tokens on either Arbitrum, BNB Chain, Avalanche, or Mantle. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to choose Arbitrum once again, and we're going to swap some of our ETH tokens into Joe tokens. And we're going to very simply search Joe, of which comes up on the Arbitrum network. Fantastic. So once we're here, guys, you could either utilize this platform or you could actually swap on the native DEX of LFJ. It's entirely up to you. However, I'm going to get myself roughly $2 worth, guys. I know it's not that much, but again, it's just a tutorial. Once we've done this and we've got our Joe tokens, once again, we head back over to LFJ, the bridge. We then give the page a refresh. You'll see that your 10.4 Joe appears. Next, you want to choose the network to bridge to. Let's just say it was Avalanche. Boom, I'm going to choose the maximum amount, and I'm going to transfer all of them over. Fantastic. Guys, that's another transaction, another contract interaction, another bit of volume, and another protocol you can use on a regular basis in order to qualify for the airdrop. Fantastic. What's next, guys? Well, we're moving on to the 8th protocol of this video, which is going to be PancakeSwap. And it needs no explanation. You know what PancakeSwap is already. It's the leading DEX on the BNB chain. However, in order to qualify for the airdrop of LayerZero, you need to head over to the bridge up top. Here guys, you very simply want to choose any of the compatible tokens. There are many to choose from, which is beautiful, and therefore you can bridge over any token from any of the compatible networks. Let's just say we chose the base network. What I'm going to do is I'm going to choose any of the compatible tokens. It could very simply be USDC. I'm now going to bridge over to a network of my choice. Let's just say this time it was the Arbitrum network. I'm now going to bridge over all of these tokens, and once you select the amount, you'll see on the right hand side we've got options of which we can bridge from. We've got Stargate Finance, which we want to use because that is powered by LayerZero. Fantastic. All you need to do is very simply bridge it over. Next guys, for number 9, we are moving over to Ondo Finance. Now Ondo Finance, you may not already know, but it is a leading RWA protocol, which we are very bullish on, and we've got a video that explains all about Ondo and why we are bullish on Ondo, as well as some legendary technical analysis from a team member called Manu, a professional technical analyst. So guys, what I want to do is I want to now show you how to qualify for the airdrop utilizing the Ondo bridge. So you need to get yourselves logged in. Once you've got yourself logged in, as you can see, we now need to use USDY, the native stablecoin of the Ondo Finance protocol, which is powered by LayerZero in order to move assets to and from many different networks. So for example guys, if we wanted to get USDY on any of the compatible networks such as Ethereum, Mantle, Arbitrum or Solana, what I can do is I can now head over to Relay once again. This time I'm going to head over to the Arbitrum network, and I'm going to confirm that I want to use Ethereum tokens to swap from. Down below, I now want to swap into USDY on the Arbitrum network. So I'm going to find USDY. Boom, I found it. This is from Ondo. Fantastic. I now choose an amount. Again, I'm roughly going to do $2. Like I said, guys, it's only a tutorial, so please bear that in mind. As you can see, we've now got our tokens. So if we head back over to Ondo once again, give the page a refresh. Next, we choose our network to be Arbitrum. As you can see, it's going to load up. We need to switch network to Arbitrum, and then you'll see that we've got USDY here. So I'm going to choose the maximum amount. I'm going to now bridge over to a network of my choice. Let's just say it was the Mantle network, Ethereum network, or even Solana. Up to you guys. Let's just say it was Ethereum. I'm now going to confirm the transaction, and boom, that is another step of which we have done to qualify for the LayerZero airdrop. So that is going to take 25 minutes, as we can see here, no problem whatsoever. However, what we now want to do is move on to the 10th protocol of this video, and this is going to be Ethena. Ethena is very similar to Ondo. It's another real world asset protocol. However, we're not going to get into that in this video, but once again, you can utilize this platform in order to qualify for the LayerZero airdrop. And once you're over here, guys, as you can see, you can utilize all of this if you wanted to. But what you want to do is up the top, you want to head over to where it says swap. Next, what you want to do is you want to head over to the bridge. And you now want to very simply choose a network and token. So it could be USDE, it could be SUSDE, ENA, SENA, or whichever tokens are available. However, I personally believe that the best way to qualify for the airdrop is getting the USDE token. And once again, you have to choose any of the compatible networks, guys. You can swap directly on the Ethena protocol as well if you wanted to. But let's just say for a tutorial's sake, we're going to go back over to Relay. We're going to now switch over to the base network. Honestly, guys, I know I'm just basically using base, Ethereum, Arbitrum, and Optimism, but there are so many other different networks. We've also used Linear. However, you want to use as many different networks as possible. But once again, we want to use our ETH tokens on base. Down below on the base network, we now want to search for USDE, which is going to be, of course, the Ethena stablecoin. You're then going to choose an amount. Once again, I'm roughly getting $2. I know it's not that much. However, we're going to now take these USDCE tokens over to the Ethena protocol. Once again, we've now got our tokens, and we can see here that we've got USDE that appears. We're going to use our USDE tokens to now bridge over to another network. It could very simply be any network of our choice. Let's just choose Optimism, Linear, whatever you want, guys. You can see so many different network choices. However, just as a tutorial, let's just choose BSC, another network of which we haven't used in this video on this tutorial. However, we're going to very simply use USDE. We're now going to bridge the maximum amount, and that is going to be another transaction of which we are utilizing in the LayerZero ecosystem and will help us to stack up volume. Guys, from here, you just want to very simply utilize many different applications in the LayerZero ecosystem. Honestly, there are so many more. For example, one that I do love is the Testnet Bridge, and you can find that over on the ecosystem page here. This is another fantastic protocol which I use all the time in order to get more testnet tokens. So for example, if you didn't have enough Sepolia ETH and you wanted to farm many testnets, you could very simply use real Ethereum on the Ethereum network or many other networks of your choice in order to bridge over to ETH on Sepolia. I personally think this is a fantastic platform of which is powered by LayerZero and helps you to qualify for airdrops of which are completely free. Nonetheless, guys, you can have an edge over other people because you're going to have more Sepolia ETH tokens than others. However, if you just just wanted to very simply use, I don't know, the Arbitrum network to buy ETH on Sepolia, you could choose a small fraction amount and you'll see how much you'll get here. Look, I'm going to roughly spend $1.50, give or take, to get 11.76 ETH on Sepolia. Guys, that is a lot of Sepolia. Fantastic, and I'm just going to do that because I use testnets all the time, and this is going to help me qualify for the LayerZero airdrop. So that's a bonus 11th protocol in this video, guys, and although we could give you so many more, you're just going to have to explore through the ecosystem yourself, of which you're going to see many to choose from, around 165, I believe. Now, guys, after that, after you've used all of these applications like we've shown you, if of course you want to do that, you don't have to use them all, use whichever ones that you like and whichever ones you feel comfortable with. But what I will say is, guys, the more applications, the more networks that you can use, the more tokens and the more volume and transactions that you can build, the bigger and better LayerZero airdrop. Now, by following the strategies that I've just shown you in this video, if you just do it once, I personally don't think you're going to qualify for the airdrop. I think you need at least 100 transactions in the LayerZero ecosystem to qualify for the airdrop, in my personal opinion. I could be completely wrong. It could be the amount of fees that you've paid. It could be the amount of networks or applications you've used. It could be a whole bunch of things. But what I will say is, guys, follow the first airdrop tutorial on our YouTube channel as well, because we go through the LayerZero governance. That is another big factor of which will help you to qualify for the airdrop. However, just explore all of the different applications, and what you want to do is, after that, guys, if you go over to where it says scan, here is going to take you over to the LayerZero Explorer. Now, what you can do is, first, you can take a look at the most popular protocols. So you can see what other people are doing first. You can see Stargate is the most popular. You've got Merkley, Angle, Cordell, Aptos, DeFi Kingdoms, Polyhedra, and so many others. Now, the cool part is, guys, you can actually take a look at all of the statistics as well. People are probably using it to farm the airdrop. But what I will say is that the user count on the LayerZero ecosystem has dropped dramatically, and only the most loyal users are utilizing the LayerZero ecosystem, those who actually want to utilize it and who actually need it. That is us, my friends, and there's only an average of roughly 40 to 50,000 people a day utilizing LayerZero, so this could be an absolutely enormous airdrop that you don't want to miss. I mean, look at the amount of users that were peaking back in 28th of June 2023, basically 2 years ago from now. However, look at that, we have seen some huge spikes downwards, but we are not seeing huge spikes upwards yet until, of course, I reckon that airdrop goes live once again. There could be a third airdrop, I don't know yet, guys, but what you want to do is, up in the messages section, as you can see, we've got a search for transactions, addresses, and so on. So what you want to do is go over to your EVM wallet. Up the top, if you go to where it says your wallet address, you then want to now paste it over in LayerZero. As you can see, it's going to load up. You can very simply select it, and here you're going to be able to see all the transactions you've ever done on the LayerZero network. Now, in total, I've done 283 transactions. I think that is pretty good. Not incredible. I think there are many people with thousands of transactions probably in LayerZero. I've utilized 32 different networks. I've utilized supposedly 166 OApps. I don't know whether or not that's true. Volume in the last 24 hours, 11, fantastic. So here, guys, as you can see, I've utilized all of those platforms that I've shown you in the video. Although some of them are still in flight, you can see all the other transactions that I've ever done, guys. So basically, I've been consistently using this. I didn't stop using it when the first airdrop went live because I knew there was going to be a second one, in my opinion. However, as you can see, guys, I've been consistently using LayerZero, and this is what I've been doing to qualify for their airdrop. I hope you guys qualify too, and I hope I qualify. This is my strategy, and I just want to stack up transactions, build volume, use as many different applications, obviously utilize as many different networks, and of course, guys, stay as active as possible. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I know it was a long one, guys, but I wanted to cover everything so that you get the fattest airdrop possible. This is all for you and all for us. We are all as one, my friends, and we appreciate every single one of you who tunes in. I really love making videos for you all, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.